Kia ora tātou everybody, and welcome to my review of Sunday's All Blacks vs Italy game in Rome, where we saw a comprehensive display by an All Blacks outfit, getting past Italy 66 points to 3, in a game where it felt a bit like a training run for the All Blacks. You know, I was hoping Italy would bring more of a defence and more of a structured game, but that never panned out, and credit to the All Blacks, they let a few of the younger boys have a run. We got to see Jordie Barrett back in the team, but he played at wing. Got to see Dalton Papali'i in his second test. Got to see Vai Fafita back in the team, so it was always going to be an interesting game, but All Blacks prevailed. 10 tries to none, amazing game. 4 tries to Jordie Barrett, the second Barrett to do that this year. Damian McKenzie himself got a hat-trick, and it was just full on. A lot of running rugby. At times a bit scrappy from both sides and wasn't either side's best performance, but nonetheless got the job done. So to some stats. 10 tries, as I said, to the All Blacks. They made 827 metres with the ball in hand. Italy only 178, so basically times their metres by about 6, the All Blacks. So dominant display with ball in hand. The All Blacks had to make 81 tackles to Italy's 117, so Italy did have to make quite a few more tackles, but still 117 isn't that much. The All Blacks again kicked a lot of ball in this game. They had 37 kicks in play. However, instead of most of them being meaningless kicks for territory, a lot of them were tactical kicks. We saw a lot of grubbers put behind the D-line and cross kicks, which prevailed in the end. So I credit the All Blacks on changing their kicking game per se. So good way to end the end of year tour and end the year. It's been a great year, only 2 losses. And look, it's always good for the All Blacks to have a loss as they did last week. But to end it on such a high note was perfect. And I think the coaches and the players will be absolutely stoked with how the All Blacks got along. So let's get into some play ratings. Damian McKenzie at fullback again. 80 minutes, 16 runs for 123 metres, which is huge. He beat 4 defenders and made 4 clean breaks. And let's not forget the hat-trick of tries. So a brilliant game all round. Didn't even have to make a tackle, Damian McKenzie. So 8 out of 10 for him. Jordie Barrett playing on the wing. I myself was very confused as to why he was playing on the wing. I thought a man under pressure needing to have a big game, he should be playing fullback. Nope, he played wing, and I tell you what, 80 minutes, 13 runs for 126 metres, beat 6 defenders, had 6 clean breaks, and scored 4 tries. Amazing tries as well. The cross kick off Beauden Barrett when he jumped in there, stretched and scored, was huge. Great try. Had a brilliant game, Jordie Barrett, so 9 out of 10 for him. Welcome back. Anton Lienert-Brown made the most of his restart at centre with 80 minutes. Did miss a tackle as well. Made 4 from 4. 21 runs with ball in hand for 83 metres, which is pretty good. Made 3 clean breaks and was very reliable all in all. Okay, he made 3 handling errors, which is probably a downside, but other than that, had a brilliant game, Lienert-Brown. Good to see him get some good minutes on the field, so 7 out of 10 for him. Personal favourite of mine, Nangala Mape. I was looking for him in the first half because he was barely mentioned, and that wasn't any of his fault. He just didn't get any of the ball. But when he did touch the ball, he had a brilliant game. So he played 80 minutes, made 2 from 3 tackles, 9 runs for 63 metres, beat 4 defenders, and scored a great try. So all in all, more second half dominance than first half dominance. Took the most of his start. You know, when he got the ball, he always looks threatening, and he bumps players off, and he breaks the line. I love Nangala Mape, and so for that, I give him a 7 out of 10. Waisake Naholo, I thought, didn't make the most of his opportunity on Sunday. 54 minutes, 2 from 2 tackles, 7 runs, but for only 44 metres. He did beat 3 defenders, which seems pretty mean, but when you watch the game, he wasn't as potent as what he usually is, and did get shut down in quite a few areas. So, look, it didn't have a bad game by any means, but sort of compared to, you know, the Damos and the Jordies, he was under the radar. So for that, just purely a 6.5. Beauden Barrett got a good 50 minutes before they brought Richie on, but in that 50 minutes made 11 runs for 79 metres, beat 3 defenders, 2 try assists, 5 from 7 kicks from the tee, which I thought was pretty good, and that great try off the back of the line out. just got the ball and he was away, no one could catch him. So admired that. That was awesome. So all in all, great game, Beauden Barrett, 8 out of 10. TJ Perenara got another start for him, which he thoroughly deserved. 50 minutes, 4 from 5 tackles, 4 runs for 32 metres and scored the early try, which was awesome. Kicked really well, and his passing game was pretty good. So he was very good without being amazing. So for that, 7 out of 10, TJ Perenara. Great year, he said, by the way. Captain Kieran Reid, awesome moment leading the haka at the start of the game. I got a bit of a surprise, but I thought, man, that's awesome. What an opportunity for Kieran Reid, as our captain, to be able to lead the haka, and I think that was a well-deserved and a great moment for him, and he took a lot of pride in leading that haka. On the field, though, 80 minutes, 7 from 9 tackles, 9 runs for only 9 metres, prominent turnovers, aggressive at breakdown time, so yet again, a very stable Kieran Reid performance for a 7 out of 10 from the All Black captain, who has had a great year, probably looked a bit tired towards the end of the year, but other than that, great year. Ardie Savea, 47 minutes for him, 4 from 5 tackles, and only 3 runs for 7 metres. So, look, it wasn't an amazing Ardie Savea performance. We know what he can do. He's performed week in and week out every single game this year, and we can forgive him for having one not as flashy game, but very solid, nonetheless, 7 out of 10. Vai Fafita, tell you what, he made the most of this restart. Listen to this, 80 minutes, 12 from 12 tackles, 4 runs for 50 metres. He was amazing. He beat 3 defenders. He was potent with ball on attack. Italy, it often took 2 or 3 of the Italian players to actually take down Vai Fafita. He was used as a good line-out option on attack and defence. He was great at breakdown time, and he had another outstanding game. So credit to him, a boost of confidence, and that's a tick in Steve Hansen's box. 8.5 out of 10 for Vai Fafita. Scott Barrett, 59 minutes, 7 from 9 tackles, 3 carries for only 5 metres, and made 2 handling errors. So, didn't have a bad game, Scott Barrett. Probably, again, fatigue. He's played a lot of rugby this year, starting and off the bench, and probably wasn't as dominant as what he usually is. And compared to some of the other players, didn't quite stand out as much. So, based on that purely, I give him a 6.5. Patrick Tuipulotu had an outstanding game, I felt, on the weekend. 80 minutes, 6 tackles from 7 attempts, 11 runs for 49 metres, bet 5 defenders, was prominent at breakdown time. His clean-outs were taking out half the Italian team. He was really good at line-out time. He was a battering ram on attack, always getting over the advantage line, and really made the most of this start. So for that, 8 out of 10, Patrick Tuipulotu. Nepo Laulala got a start on the weekend. Not much to say for him, 53 minutes. He scrummed really well. The All Black scrum was very dominant over Italy. He made 8 tackles, but he also missed 3. So, a bit up and down. Wasn't too prominent at breakdown time. For that, I just give Nepo a 6 out of 10. Dane Coles returned to the starting team, which was great to see, and got a good 59-minute effort out of him. Made 4 from 5 tackles, 6 runs for 36 metres. His line-out throwing was really good. He scrummed really well, and it was good to see him back. Okay, he might not be back to his amazing best, but man, he is still getting there, and he's playing some good footy. So for that, I give Dane Coles a 7 out of 10. And Ofa Tu'ungafasi, I thought, made the most of his start. 59 minutes, 5 from 7 tackles, 5 runs for 5 metres. Scrummed really well, and was probably the backbone of the All Blacks' dominance in the first 60 minutes of the game. He scrummed really well. He was really good on defence, where he made some big tackles. So credit to Ofa, 7 out of 10. And a quick rundown of the bench. Nathan Harris, 21 minutes, 4 from 4 tackles, 2 runs for 16 metres, and what a kick that he put in for Jordie Barrett for that try. it was superb, and just goes to show the quality of the hookers in New Zealand. So, great effort from Nathan Harris. Good little cameo there, 7.5. Carl Tuinukuafe came off the bench, 21 minutes, made 1 tackle, and just kept our scrum dominance, as you'd expect from Carl, because he's a great scrummager, one of the best in the world. So, solid 20 without being fantastic, 7 out of 10. And Angus Ta'avao got another cap to his name, 27 minutes, 1 tackle, 3 runs for 5 metres. Got penalised a couple of times though, which was a bit niggly, so for that, just a 6.5 for Angus Ta'avao. Big Brody, he was meant to start originally, but because of a big game against Ireland and England, they decided to name him on the bench. Came on with 21 minutes to go, made 3 from 3 tackles, 2 runs for 24 metres. He just bullied the Italians really on defence. He bullied them, he drove them back, made good tackles, prominent breakdown, niggly at line-out time. Everything you expect from Brody Retallick. So, great game off the bench, 7.5. Congrats to Dalton Papali'i for getting his second cap. I'm a big fan of this kid and played really well in his 33 minutes. Made 5 from 5 tackles, made 2 carries for 7 metres, got I think 1 or 2 turnovers, which was brilliant. So can't say much more. Had a great game. Can't wait for his future. 7 out of 10. Te Toerua Tahuriorangi came off the bench, and I love this kid. You know, when he first got named at the start of the year, I was a bit confused as to why he got chosen over, say, you know, Brad Weber or Mitchie Drummond. But, you know, with every game he plays, he just gets better and better. 30 minutes, 2 runs for 26 metres. His passing and running game is superb, and a lot of people are comparing him to Aaron Smith at the moment and saying maybe his passing and running is actually getting more above Aaron Smith. But he's still number 3 in the rankings, but had a bloody good game, so I'm stoked with how he's come along. 7.5. Richie Mo'unga does what Richie Mo'unga does. He came on with 30 minutes to go and had instant flair and impact. Made 3 from 3 kicks at goal, which was superb. 5 runs for 26 metres. Bet 2 defenders and had a great try assist. So can't ask much more for Richie Mo'unga. Had instant impact when he came on and brings a new dimension to the game. So for that, I give him a 7.5. And Rieko Ioane came on with 26 minutes. Didn't make a tackle and got 2 carries for only 7 metres and made a handling error. So unfortunately for Rieko, he just didn't quite have the impact, so I can only give him a 6 out of 10. So those are my final player ratings of the year. I think all in all Blacks have had a pretty good year. Maybe towards the end a little bit rusty, but a lot of our players were tired and I think they deserve a big summer off. In other tests over the weekend, Georgia beat Tonga 29. Congratulations to Georgia. Their rugby is getting better and better by the year. Russia lost to Japan 27-32, but nearly caused a massive upset there, leading for most of the game. Scotland beat Argentina 14-9. Congratulations to Scotland. England demolished a messy Australian side 37-18. Wales beating South Africa 2011 was huge. Wales have had a brilliant year. Ireland cleaned up the States 57-14. And congratulations to Fiji for their first ever win over France 21-14. And what was a dominant Fijian display. And they had about 2 or 3 tries disallowed as well on top of that 21. So, look, it's been a great year of footy. The Autumn Internationals were amazing. I'm so excited for the Six Nations and the World Cup to come. Thank you everyone for listening, and I will be back next year with my reviews. Ka kite.